I'm over there with the sign.
Over there.
Should I show you?
There's a sign? Yes, I want to see a sign.
Let's go see my room.
She was 2 years old and she had gotten sick on a Friday, and we had gone to the emergency room like that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and that Monday. As first-time parents, it was very traumatic.
Because it had been such a hard day, I did not want to go. And she finally, about 2 o'clock in the morning, said to me, "You can be assured that I'm going to take care of him just like it was my own child."
If treatment is delayed until there are obvious symptoms of it, it's too late. Brain damage has already occurred.
This is the germ, and that's me shooting a burn arrow with fire on it.
And what's the germ called? Tell him.
Cancer.
You can't fix everything in the world. There's just too much. The problems are too deep. But here's a deal you can make with yourself. Take a swing at the ones that cross your path, the ones who look into your eyes. Those you just might be able to fix. It was a summer afternoon and Jackson Ingram was playing on the swing set in his backyard, not knowing that it had corroded in the salty air.
And the whole thing just collapsed, and the big part of it came down on Jackson's head.
LifeStar flew to Beaufort to get Jackson. Their advice was grim.
Asked us if we had said a prayer. That's basically what you need to do because there's nothing we can do.
That morning, the question of whether or not Savannah had a pediatric neurosurgeon would have been the furthest thing from Ashley and Heather's minds. By the evening, it was the only question that mattered.
Typically with patients with this type of an injury and a GCS of 4, we're looking at about a 20% chance of survival. And whenever he came into the trauma bay, he was noted to have unequal pupils as well, which probably decreased the likelihood of a full recovery to somewhere between 5 and 10%.
Dr. Will Thompson performed the surgery to repair Jackson's head, and then the long silent wait began.
His eyes were open, but he would stare at the wall.
Sydney Richardson, Tracy and Michael's first baby, was 2 years old.
Her dying, that was our biggest fear.
The diagnosis was sickle cell anemia.
We didn't know if Sydney was going to actually make it or if what damage had been done to her organs.
Sickle cell is incurable. Even though 2-year-old Sydney is now 15-year-old Sydney, the threat persists.
This past year, she went into renal failure. She had a crisis in her kidneys. That caused us a week in intensive care.
Hayden.
Before you were born, your thyroid formed at the base of your tongue and then floated into a butterfly position in your neck. Hayden Kirkpatrick's didn't do that.
It controls the bone development, it controls brain, it controls, everything in their system for growing.
Congenital hypothyroidism used to be the most common cause of preventable mental retardation in the Western world.
At 8 days old, home and healthy, the hospital where she was born called the Kirkpatricks with alarming news about Hayden's blood work and the need to act fast.
She would be mentally retarded if we did not treat this as early as we did.
The solution to her problem came from the expertise of a pediatric endocrinologist.
Pediatric endocrinologists take care of problems that are either rare and that other doctors don't have much experience taking care of, and the children with these conditions require special expertise.
Are you making a cake?
Yeah.
Does it pop out of there and you can eat it later? Oh, that's for you.
Very special.
It's a big day for Rachel and Samuel across the hall at the Children's Hospital.
No more chemo, no more chemo, no more chemo. Hooray, hooray, hooray!
Today, after 3 years, today is the last day of their chemo treatments. Sam's mom says it's like standing on the other side of hell. If it is, then the bridge that children cross to get to the other side of cancer and mental retardation and sickle cell and severe brain trauma, that bridge is the Children's Hospital at Memorial.
I said, "Jackson, can you say Mama?" And I hadn't heard his voice for 2 months. And he said, "Mama."
The surgery that Dr. Thompson performed on Jackson Ingram saved his life. From Memorial, he went to Atlanta for therapy, where improvement continued. Until now, he's a normal, no, above normal, exuberant 13-year-old boy. Sydney likes to hang out with her friends, wants to work in medicine, and is pretty skittish about Lake Mere's overly aggressive geese. Sydney can be what she wants to be because she knows that the children's hospitals always got her back.
We had great nurses and doctors to kind of reassure us.
She requires one little pill once a day for the rest of her life.
Dr. Alan Rice is the only pediatric endocrinologist in the area. His knowledge means that babies born here will not live a life in mental darkness. They'll live lives like Hayden, whose family moved to Savannah because of Dr. Rice's expertise.
That's why we chose Savannah.
And Rachel and Samuel. They'll see more parties in the years ahead, but they won't be celebrating no more chemo. They'll be celebrating life. That's the gift of the Children's Hospital at Memorial. That's your gift.